Yo, Still Bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, I just got off work. They just tried to play me at my job, man. They just tried to play me, the site managers and all that, man. Bro, it's fucking freezing out here, man. Nah, I'm good. I'm going home, man. Peep game, man. I want to get into some shit, man. And I don't know. I may have touched on this before, but I may not have done a video on it, man. But I want to speak to the myth of this motherfucking, of this slick black American fighter. I want to speak to that. Because as of now, it's only two really slick fighters that at least when they were propagated. I wouldn't even mind usurping Frank Martin into that category, man, because what he showed me on Saturday was really incredible. So I wouldn't mind doing that, man, but you got three that you can deem as slick black fighters. I feel like this talking point really became, propagated with Canelo allegedly, the Demetrius Andre thing. Because I don't know if I can necessarily, could I call Andre slick? I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it takes a little bit more than being able to tap dance on the outside to be slick. But this probably, this talking point has really became propagated with Canelo not, opting to fight Demetrius Andre at 154 pounds. That's when I'm starting to see, oh man, he's ducking the slick black American fighter, And I'm like, all right, bro. The fighters that y'all are proclaiming that he's ducking is Andre and Charlo. Charlo in no way, shape, or form is slick. First off, let's get into what it means to even be slick in the first place. Because I don't think just because you fight on the outside, you can be slick from the outside. Yeah, you can definitely be a slippery fighter from the outside and inside, man. Floyd operated he operated behind the jab and the straight as well, man. Like, but the thing was, he wasn't so far out of the field of combat to where he couldn't be touched. The problem was just placing the shot. He was just so it was almost impossible to land a well-placed shot on him. He was still standing the fight. He had impeccable footwork. He had impeccable feet. But what happens when he would plant his feet? And he's also walking you into shots. And when he does plant his feet, on the rope, there was no fighter to this day. The only fighter I can really think of that's nice like that off the rope would probably be Roy. I don't even think Canelo is better off the rope than Floyd. Floyd is possibly the best defensive fighter off the rope when he's at a disadvantage. You never want your back against the rope. They're gonna tell you that, get off the rope, get off the rope, get off the rope. Your corner is going to scream at you if you get caught on the rope. They're gonna bark on you. What are you doing? You limit your mobility off the rope. You're stuck in one place. It's equivalent to your back being against the wall. Yet Floyd was he was elusive enough to slip everything that was getting thrown off of him. And bang the right hand straight down the pipe off of the shoulder roll. In between your punches. So Floyd, yeah, while he was a tap dancer, he was also slick in the pocket. He was extremely slick. Shakur Stevenson, another one. And Shakur Stevenson I don't think he fights nearly at range as Floyd did. I don't see Shakur Stevenson using lateral movement like that. Shakur Stevenson is the dude who likes to stand in the pocket as well. Not in the pocket, but around about mid-range. And he's hard as shit to hit. Devin Haney, another one. But Devin Haney is a dude. Devin Haney likes to fight from the outside as well, and he's worked behind his straight shots. Floyd is retired, as we know, so I've said two fighters in the now who are active and at the peak of their, maybe not at the peak, but at the moment they're accomplished fighters. I've named two. Frank Martin, I wouldn't have no problem with, integrating him into that category, man. But Andre, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Being so far out of even when you're fighting from the outside and using your lateral movement, it's levels to it. you can't just be so far out of the field of combat to where, all right, like it's just so much distance between me and you that you're at mid-ring and I'm on the rope practically. You're taking yourself out of even, because even he'll win the round just on aggression. Being the offensively minded fighter, that shit usurps being defensively responsible. They're always gonna award the round to the busier fighter. They always do that. That's just how it goes. So I'm not so sure that, like, can we say Demetrius Andrade is slick? I wouldn't have no problem with giving you that. Maybe you can have. All right, cool. You can have that. You can have that. You can have that. But how does that explain Charlo? Neither Charlo was slick. Jermell or Jamal, none of them niggas are slick, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not a shot. Oh, you ain't slick. Manny Pacquiao isn't slick. Oscar De La Hoya wasn't slick. Trinidad wasn't slick. Like, these ain't slick fighters. They're defensively responsible, yeah, but they're in a position where they're in the pocket. You can land a shot on them. They're not Ray Robinson in the ring. They're not Ray Leonard in the ring as far as defensive prowess, but they're definitely competent defensively. It's a dope mixture between offensive and defensive offensive and defensive mindedness. You dig me? So when you say that was really propagated to denigrate Canelo, oh, he's scared of the slick black American fighter. That's why he don't want to fight no Andre, because he's gonna have Floyd. Maybe he gonna have Mayweather flashbacks. As if Andre is Floyd Mayweather defensively. Not even remotely close. Floyd has never been ruled, and he's never had a knockdown ruled against him, even though Zab dropped him. It was never ruled a knockdown. But being hurt, Demetrius Andrade has been dropped by way less than the likes of a Canelo Alvarez. Dig? So that shit really came into play when Canelo, oh man, he don't want to fight Charlo, he don't want to fight Andre, and because Andre is deemed as slick, that automatically makes Charlo a slick black American fighter. A slick black American. I think it's yes and no. The myth that all black fighters, black American fighters, are slick is asinine. It's completely asinine, because when you look at Spence. What is slick about Earl Spence? What is slick about Sean Porter? Keith Thurman, you may have an argument for. You'd have a better argument with him. You'd have a better argument with, but Keith Thurman is a dude, like, he can stand and bang in the pocket, but he'd much rather not. I think you have to have the best of both. You have to have the best of those. You have to have both of those intangibles. You got to be able to know how to walk your opponents into shots and use your lateral movement, and you also have to know when it's time to plant your feet. If you get put in a position where you're at a disadvantage, you're on the rope, you're still poised enough in the pocket where you can slip and roll up under shit and counter and capitalize off of the missing throw. You have to be. It's levels to slickness. Shakur Devin Haney, abso-fucking-lutely. But when you talk about Tank, Earl Spence, Jamal Charlo, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's a plethora of black fighters who are slick. There's a plethora of them. It honestly is. But I don't think that just because you're black and you're defensively responsible that you're slick. I wouldn't even call Bud slick. I wouldn't call him that. Bud, he still eats a lot. He gets hit a lot. But the thing is, he's still great defensively. He's still a really good defensive fighter. He's really good. I don't think, slick fighters have been beat before, so I don't think that's the standard to be slick. Oh, slick, a multitude of... Pernell Whitaker is slick. He's been beat multiple times, and that's okay. So it's not a shot. Like, I'm not sending shots, but it's just, I keep hearing this narrative, oh, the slick black American fighter, the slick black American fighter, the slick black American fighter. I'm like, not all black Americans are slick. They're not. Tim Bradley wasn't slick. He was good defensively. Maybe you could call him slick. It's give and take. Like, even with me making this argument in the now, you can just give and take with that as well. I'd be open to interpret this. I'd be open to hear somebody give me resistance on my point that I'm trying to make. I'd be all right, cool. I can understand why you would say so-and-so is slick. I'd understand why somebody would think Terrence Crawford is slick. I definitely would understand it. It makes sense why you're saying that. It makes perfect sense why you're saying that. So it's levels to it, man. But I just, my point is, I don't like this notion that the black American fighter is automatically slick. Do I want to call Mike Tyson slick? I'm not so sure. I definitely would understand it. I definitely understand it, but he was incredible defensively. He was incredible. When you're slick, you're looking for the counters. That's what that is. When you're slick, you're looking for the counters. You're looking for that pocket in between somebody's punches to capitalize on them with. You're making them miss and you're making them pay. That's a slick fighter to me. That's a slick fighter. At all three distances. Mike Tyson was a dude who could get on the inside. He took a lot of leather coming in though because of the rank, just the height disparity. He was an incredible defensive fighter. He honestly was. I don't think we're going to see another heavyweight like Mike Tyson. It's going to be years before we see another heavyweight like Mike Tyson. Dude was an incredible talent, bro. He was an incredible talent. My personal goal. But I don't know if I want to call him slick. I don't know if I want to call him slick. I'd call Ali slick before I call Mike Tyson slick. And I think Tyson is more defensively competent than Muhammad Ali. So I don't know, man. When I think slick, I think Usyk. At heavyweight, I think Usyk. And Tyson Fury has his moments where he can be slick. But I really want to get clarity on this narrative that the black American fighter is automatically slick. I just can't endorse that shit because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me, especially when you consider the people that they are considering slick. I'm saying they as if it's not my people saying this shit. The people that the motherfuckers that are saying that the black American fighters are inadvertently slick, them is my people at the end of the day. But it's like, yo, y'all niggas is why? What makes them? I've seen somebody say Jermall Charlo is slick, bro. I'm like, in what dimension is Jermall Charlo perceived as a slickster? Of all of the names that are really being pushed, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are the only slicksters as far as black Americans are concerned. They're the only slicksters. Charlo, Spence, Tank, them niggas is not slick. Wilder sure as hell ain't slick. As great as Jermell Charlo showed the layers in his games in his last fight, he's not no slick fighter. He's not slick. I don't know, man. I need clarity when someone says slick, because when I'm thinking slick, I'm thinking this dude is slippery. It's hard to connect. Those momentum shifting shots are not penetrating the guard. You can't find him on the inside, and when he does finally decide to plant his feet, you're so rushed and out of character because you may not get this opportunity again with him planting his feet, that you'll just uncharacteristically throw some bullshit, or you're so flustered that you're not allowing the punches to just flow. You're just you're throwing shit, letting it, hoping shit sticks to the wall. That's the definition of a slickster, if you ask me. Someone can just really get you out of your element and out of your character and have you just looking pedestrian like how Floyd did Manny. Nobody has ever made Manny look that bad. At his best, no. So I'm saying, bro, like, what is the slick of black American fighter, man? What is the slick fighter? What is this, like, the myth of the slick black American fighter, man? Motherfuckers, you know, just, it's levels to it, man. I don't think, I'm not mad at anybody who would deem Demetrius Andrade as a slickster, man, but I just feel like you got to be able to, you know, you have to be in that element from all ranges. Shakur and Devin showed that they're great at all range. They're slick at all ranges, at all distances. Floyd is another one. All ranges, all distances. You can't track him down on the outside. He's gonna walk you into shots, and the minute he decides to plant his feet, you don't know how I'm not gonna get this opportunity again. So you're rushed, you're panicking because you feel like if I don't get it, I have to find an opening right here. Otherwise, this opportunity is not going to present itself, and I'm just going to be looking stupid. So in a panic, you're just going to throw some bullshit. In a panic, you're not poised. You're just throwing some shit, and it's not the shots are not calculated. And while you're in the midst of throwing that shit, he's slipping and he's countering over the top or with the uppercut. Or he does you like how he did Canelo and just completely mute your offense. That's a slickster. That's the epitome of a slickster. Parnell Whitaker is the epitome of a slickster. Ray Robinson, that's the epitome of a slickster. Those are slick fighters. Do not present to me Charlo as a slickster. Do not present to me Earl Spence and Tank Davis as slicksters. Those dudes are not slicksters because they're black American fighters. Like, no. They're defensively responsible fighters, not slicksters. And I just think that's something that needs to be, you know, spoken to a little bit more, you know, and, you know, contextualized a little bit more. So, yeah, man, stop that bullshit. Oh, he's slick in there, Says who? I ain't seen no, why is he slick? Why is he slick? I feel like slicksters shouldn't be getting hit as much neither, you know what I'm saying? I feel like slicksters shouldn't be getting dropped like that. Even though you can get dropped and still be a slickster, man. But when shots are getting through a little too consistently, I'm like, as you step up in competition, you lose the allure of being a slickster and you step into being a defensively responsible fighter. I think it's a difference. I think being slick and being defensively responsible is two completely different, you know, ball games. So I just really wanted to speak to that shit, man. You know, just the myth of the black American slickster or slick black American fighters. Canelo didn't want to fight slick black American fighters. And when I'm asking what fighters is that slick that he's not, what black American fighters is he ducking? Two names I'm getting is Charlo and Andrade. And Charlo is nothing of a slickster. Not even remotely close. And as I said, that's not a shot at him. It's not a diss. That's not a diss. Lara is far more. Lara's a slickster, but he lost to Canelo. Lost to Jarrett Hurd too. I personally didn't think that, but on paper he lost to Jarrett Hurd. I didn't think that. I thought he beat him. I thought he did enough in the early rounds to beat Jarrett Hurd. So it's no diss. It's no disrespect. It's none of that shit. I just want niggas, you know, stop being goofy when it comes to this shit, man. The black American fighter is not inadvertently slick due to some black American fighters being slick. Charlo's an aggressor. Charlo likes to operate behind the jab. Jamal, he has a really good 1-2. He has a really good catch and shoot uppercut. He's good. A slickster is something that he's not. Earl Spence the same way. He's not as prolific of a counterpuncher as Charlo when it comes to, you know, his catch and shoot game, but he operates well behind the jab. He has a good 1-2. He has a good body, a good body assault, a good body attack. He's not a slickster. Tank Davis likes to work off the counter. He's not a slickster. that's pretty much just how I'm feeling about it, man. I'm going in, I'm getting me something to eat, and I'm getting about this cold. It's 15 degrees out here, my nigga. I'll give you y'all later.